Where do you turn when you want to lose weight? You don't want to go to some muscle-bound dude or some skinny chick who's going to teach us how to do it, even though we probably should want to learn from them, but we feel like they're condescending us because they don't understand where we're at. We, of course, don't want to go to a fellow fat bugger, because what could they teach us when they have no idea themselves? So we're stuck with nowhere to turn. Well, listen up, because we're going to try and find the answers together right here.
Good morning. Today I'm calling the episode lovingly and kind of with a sense of relief, dodged a bullet. After all my banging on a couple of days ago about being inspired by CJ, Eric Thomas's manager who jumped on, and all that stuff, the streak, all my banging on. I don't even know when I recorded that last one. I mean, my accountability has been horrible. So it's the middle of the night right now. So starting tomorrow, first thing, there's very few sessions in this accountability session that you would recognize as moments where you could start the accountability, start with me. Like if you just started listening at our journey on day 7, episode 7 or something, you're going to miss the point. It's all about starting at day 1 and coming on a journey with me. Well, tomorrow, as soon as I get up, I'm going to go for my walk. I'm going to have a chat to you about a whole bunch of various things. But tomorrow, the next episode would be one where you could start from scratch, because that's how I'm drawing a line in the sand, that a new commitment, a new accountability, and a fresh start. The reason I call this one Dodged a Bullet is it has been several days since I recorded. I know that you're probably listening to this and you listened to me yesterday bang on about reboot and restart and the streak. The streak continues. Well, the streak ended day 1 or day 2. I never got to day 2 of the streak. So day 1 of the streak is going to start in the morning. It's the middle of the night now. So, like today, now the streak starts. And so the next episode will be episode 1 of the streak. And I'm going to start keeping track. And I want that streak to get to 200, right? That's my aim, my target, my goal, my promise. I'm going to promise we are going to get to the streak of 200. And the streak starts first thing in the morning. Go for a walk, eat the right stuff all day, whatever. Now, the reason I call it Dodged a Bullet, like I said, it's been days since I've recorded. It's been days since I monitored eating. What happened was I left here, my place where I live, where I've got all my nutritional supplements and all of that. And I went to Sydney to see a couple of clients. So it's definitely been at least, it was 2 days there, 3 days in Port Macquarie seeing my kids, a day travel. So, it's been like 6 days. It's been like the better part of a week since I recorded. And did I take? No. So, and I forgot. Yeah, that's right, because I was under the pump when I left. That's right. So I had clients backed up. I had back-to-back clients. I had to get off a webinar, get my gear. So I packed all my clothes. I packed suits. I packed everything I needed for my road trip to go, like the night before, because I had to wake up and do some coaching calls and then get straight on the plane. And the time frame was really, really tight. So I just got off that call that went a little bit over. And again, look, it's no excuse to be serving others, but I was serving clients. It went a little bit over because they needed it too. So I grabbed my bag that I'd already packed and jumped in the car and had to go because I was, right on time for the plane. There wasn't a moment to spare. So I drove off and so I had a couple of days in Sydney where I was in clients' offices helping them install marketing and things like that, which was fantastic. It went really, really well. And I was driving on the way going, damn it, I didn't pack all my nutritional stuff, my supplements and, various meal replacement shakes, liquid meals, as we call them, all of that stuff. So, and I thought to myself, okay, now here's the real test. Can I, out in the field, nutritionally eat well and stick to a nutritional plan when I've got to buy the things out in the real world? So down in Sydney, I did adequately, I stuck to eating seafood from the takeaway sushi place. So I'd get some seafood, some tuna. They had these fish cakes there, so that's probably where I fell down a little bit. I had some fish cakes. But yeah, pretty much ate well. I'd grab a banana from that shop, and one night I went a bit overboard and I had fried rice, vegetarian fried rice, and I had fish and chips. That's got to be my downfall, is that somehow in my head I justify that fried or crumbed or battered fish and chips is in any way sticking to a dietary plan. I think, oh, it's seafood. Yeah, it's not that bad. It's potato. It's from the ground. It's vegetables and seafood. Fish and chips is not vegetables and seafood. So it's got to be a line in the sand. I draw no more fish and chips. Grilled fish and maybe sweet potato might, be the as bad and naughty as I get. Grilled fish and sweet potato. So that's definitely the fall. Anyway, then I went to my kids and I had them in Port Macquarie after a couple of days of barely adequate nutrition. I know there was one day where I was full, and I think I've recognized that I won't say the word like because I don't like it, but in some ways there's a payoff to the feeling of being full. Maybe it's that, with a high pressure, high stress job that is taxing mentally, where you're dealing with people's careers, you're dealing with the success or failure of others, and that my actions or lack thereof can directly reflect in how well they live a life, because I know that many of my clients that I've served really well live amazing lives, and they give me some, or in some cases, lots of credit for the lives they're living. And so I put a lot of pressure on myself to get those results for everyone I deal with. Sometimes, I think of the old Jim Rohn quote that I'm going to drag you to success, if it kills me. And, sometimes I think I nearly die because some people just literally, for their own reasons, don't want success. And I know that doesn't make sense, that consciously, of course, we all at a conscious level want success. But at an unconscious level, there are some people that willingly, not knowingly, not consciously, but sabotage their success by not implementing. And so anyway, I put myself under a lot of pressure in my job. And so I wonder if that feeling of being full, of being chock full, having a big full belly, and then the associated food coma, that feeling of being full that, sometimes knocks you to sleep, is the inverted commas drug, is the payoff, is the feeling that I'm at an unconscious level aiming for when I overeat. Because there's no logical reason, there's no conscious reason. I'm doing this accountability program with you in order to not overeat and live a more healthy lifestyle, extend my life to the 100, the centurion, and all of those reasons that are my reasons for doing this. Why then do I get a vegetarian fried rice and a fish and chips and some grilled calamari and overeat? It's still the right stuff, but it's eating way too much of it. And I did that one night in Sydney and then, fell asleep. So don't know. That might be it though. Because I ask myself, if there was a sleeve, and I think we might have discussed this on a previous episode, but if there was a sleeve that went from my mouth and it went all the way through my body down to my bottom, and if I could eat food, taste the food, but goes from my neck straight through my body like in a plastic sleeve and then pops out into the toilet, would I want to eat the food? Like, what I'm saying is it just the taste of the food? And as gross as that sounds, I don't even think I would. Even from a grossness point of view, I don't even think the grossness is the reason that I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't want that. I'd rather not eat it than just eat it and have it slip through my whole body. And I think that would be wasteful. And I know I've got a thing about waste. There is some unconscious thing about waste, that if there's food been bought, I don't want to see it go to waste. So what I invariably end up doing is I over-order as far as the food is concerned, and then I don't want to see it wasted, so I overeat the food. So there's a few of just my observations, I guess, as to why. We're going to get to why I feel like I dodged the bullet in a minute. I'll give you the results that I finally got back after a week away of what I felt was indulgence. I felt like I didn't do well. And I got back and I just jumped on the scales just now. And I do feel like I dodged a bullet. I'll let you know. I think when last we caught up, I was 117.5. At least that's what it is on my app here. You know what? I was expecting to get back, do an apology podcast recording, record for you, be 120 kilos, having overeaten for a week, having put on 2 or 3 kilos in that week, because knowing when I eat well, I drop 2 or 3 kilos in any given week thus far on the journey. So I thought eating badly, that I would put it back on. So when it came as 117.3, so according to my app, lost 0.2 grams from my last weigh-in, I just thought that's dodging a bullet. That's dodging a bullet. So where to from here? Oh, yeah. So and then there's the next challenge that I had for the last couple of days was being with my kids. It's not a challenge. It's awesome, right? I love being with my kids. But as far as nutritionally eating with them, I'm just thinking what I ate when I was with them. I ate sushi. I ate tuna, salmon sushi, and seafood sushis and things because they kind of like that. But yeah, it's hard to eat right when I'm with the kids. I'm not thinking about nutrition. I'm thinking about having fun with them. I'm wanting to get the right things that they will eat. And while I'm there, so one morning, Lauren's favourite restaurant in Port Macquarie is this little pancake place. Has these sausages with sauce that she likes. So while I was there, got a pancake with mushrooms, tomato, and eggs. So not a horrible deviation from the plan, but certainly pancakes were never on the most healthy breakfast list. So yeah. Look, I didn't monitor my eating. I didn't have meal replacement shakes. I didn't have nutritional supplements. I didn't have anything. I just ate on the road at sushi restaurants, fish and chip shops, etc., really for the better part of a week. And like I said, the fact that I didn't come home 2 or 3 kilos heavier, I think, is dodging a bullet. So great day for tomorrow to be reboot, restart, refocus, draw a line in the sand, and you know what? Even declare that the streak starts tomorrow. So if someone didn't want to go back through literally weeks and weeks of me barely getting it right on my journey so far, if anyone wanted to kind of rejoin your and my accountability program but didn't want to start at episode 1, this episode would be A1 to restart at, either this one or the one where we actually reboot and restart tomorrow. So there it is, the Dodged a Bullet episode. Kind of crazy. How's the head? The head's pretty good. So there's the trip. That's what my behavior has been. We talk about the head and the trip, the head trip. The head is kind of how the head is. The trip is what I do. All right, so there's the trip. How's the head? Surprisingly good for, 1 in the morning or whatever it is. Surprisingly good. Maybe I'm feeling a bit good that I did dodge a bullet instead of just, if that scale had have said 120, how would the head be? I don't know. It wouldn't be good. But anyway, dodged a bullet. It's good. Now what I need to do is go forward as if it was unacceptable, as if I got to back up to 120, 121. What would I do if it was 120, 121? How would I behave tomorrow? I tell you, I would definitely have a meal replacement shake day, very disciplined, or I'd do a cleanse day. So I'm going to do a meal replacement day. I don't want to just go cold into a cleanse after eating fish and chips and all that, whatever it was on the weekend. So I'm not going to go straight into a cleanse. I'm going to do a meal replacement. I'm just going to do what I know I should do. Discipline. Liquid meal for breakfast, all the nutritional supplements and vitamins and things that I take. If you want to know what my plan is, like I've said a million times, I'm sure there's a million plans. I'm sure there's a million meal replacement kind of plans or whatever. So just hit me up on Facebook if you want to know, the specifics of what the one that I use is. But it's pretty simple. It's some pills and a meal replacement shake every morning, every night, and a low calorie meal in the middle of the day. It's pretty simple. Nothing too crazy about that. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. So how's the head? Surprisingly good. But I'm still having to use this accountability with you, this journey, It's still a discipline every day that I need to do that. And if I waver for one moment, as you've clearly seen, I go back to those old habits. I am going to find a solution to that where this behavior, these habits, these eating right habits don't require me forever to be ever vigilant. I yearn for a day where I am, more like my partner Naomi, who just, her natural behavior is to eat right. She's very, very disciplined, but I do know that she doesn't default to wanting to put nasty things in her body. Her default is to do the right thing by her body. And sure, she can still go off the wagon. She doesn't eat a burger or anything, but she can still go off the wagon and overeat on the stuff she eats, kind of like I just did or whatever. But it's not her natural position. She doesn't naturally do it. She naturally does it the right way and, does the right thing for her body. That's her natural disposition. It probably takes effort for her to have a cheat day, whereas for me, it's an effort each and every day to have a good day. And I yearn for the day where that's not the case. So how's the head? It's on, it's committed, it's motivated, and tomorrow will be a winning day. It'll be reboot day. That'll be tomorrow's recording. It's going to be called The Reboot. I'll try and think of a clever way to name it for us. Today's dodged a bullet. Tomorrow is going to be the reboot day, and the reset day and the start of the streak. But boy, oh boy, I yearn for the day when this isn't a daily grind, a daily discipline. I now really, really, literally actually know what people who are addicted to chemical substances, and this might be, I tell you, man, this might be an insult to anyone who's been addicted to some hard drug of some description. Like the only drug I've ever had is alcohol. You know what I mean? I've had Jim Beam and Jack Daniels. That's pretty much as hard as I get. Maybe half a dozen times in my life. 45 years old, I've probably half a dozen times in my life tried pot and, marijuana and never really been affected by it. So I don't partake in that only because, I never got the buzz that others got when having it, whereas, with good old Johnny Daniels, and you might say, no, Glenn, it's Jack Daniels. Yeah, but as Al Pacino said, when you know him as well as I do, you can call him John. And yeah, so anyway. That's, so like I said, apologies if you've, had a struggle with real drugs and and congratulations if you've won that battle. I actually feel like this falling off the wagon every second day and eating badly, it's as frustrating to me because I'm disciplined in so many areas of my life that I still have this challenge, and it does feel like an addiction. It does feel like I want to consciously behave one way, and yet my behaviors go and, without my kind of brain's consent, behave in ways, in the heat of the moment, in ways that I don't consciously want to. And if that's not addiction, what is? So I empathize with you guys who have gone through. I'd really be interested in what the 12 steps are in a 12-step program. I only know what those 12 steps are from what I see in the movies where people acknowledge it and then they count the days. Well, that's what I'm doing with the streak. They count the days. They say that they're 120 days clean. They're whatever. Well, the streak starts today. So later today will be day one of the streak. And maybe that's part of that. But if anyone knows what those 12 steps are in the 12-step program, I'm interested to talk to get over an addiction of bad food, because it's gonna cut life short by 10, 20 years, and I don't want it. And I know if you're listening to this, I know you don't want that for me, and I don't want that for you. So let's figure this thing out. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow with how we're going on our reboot day. But for today, 117.3, dodged a bullet. All right, talk soon.
a butterfly. I'm out of my mind and I don't know why. Hold the view, holding the gin jar. To catch this thing, it's something new. Start from scratch and a try plan too. Plant my butt upon the ground. Stay real still, don't make no sound. Sit back, kick back, count to 1,010,000. I want it, I need it. I'm gonna catch me a butterfly. I'm out of my mind and I don't know why. Hold the view, holding the gem jar. She's the one, she got a good disguise. I always melt when I look in her eyes. Now I'm smarter, wiser, a little older. The butterfly lands on my shoulder. I want it, I got it. I'm gonna catch me a butterfly. I'm out of my mind and I don't know why. Hold with you, holding the gin jar. She's the one, she got a